So how much is it all worth? All right, so welcome to Let's Save on a Teacher's Salary. My name is Asanda, and let's not do that. Let's go straight to the reason of this video. You get to evaluate this time. I'm always telling you how much things are, blah, blah, blah. But this time, you get to tell how much. Okay, so I'm going to start. This is my room. I'm not going to give you a tour. There's no need. But it's at home at my mother's place. I have my own room at my mother's place because my sister decided that she'd rather come back home once every half a decade. So basically when I come home in most Decembers, it's just me in my room. Okay, so start here. When I get to this laptop, that'll be the end of the story. So we're gonna start here and then you evaluate. Now I know you don't like set stories, so I'm not gonna give you set stories. Let's start here. I don't do TVs. And this is a good explanation of how my room is actually. My room is at home more used as storage because I come home very rarely, and when I do, it's a weekend. And ever since I started using it as more of a storage, sorry, I had to cut the video. So my room is a storage, and this television is broken. Now, that's why it's in this room. I don't do televisions. Don't do that. But it does switch on. The ink keeps spreading. My brother did switch it on once to show me how the whole YouTube TV thing works, and I was impressed. I was like, oh, okay, I've never seen that. I see why people do it. But now I'm over the whole television thing. So he bought this with his first YouTube money. So he uses my room and my mom. They use my room as a storage. When they don't want anything in their rooms, they just dump it here. So when I'm here in December, they do take their things out and then they bring them back. They dump all these things they're too anxious to throw away, I guess. But then when he was taking this out, I was like, leave it. Let's just keep it here. It's fine. Looks fine. It's not like I'm going to switch it on anyway. But I kept it because it is his first YouTube income. And I helped him build that YouTube channel. There's my first Sentimental. How much does that cost? So to do this follow-up thing, I'm gonna have to turn the camera around. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do the rest with the camera around. Keep in mind, when I said when we get to the laptop, it'll be coming to an end. Then you can evaluate everything. Okay, so this wall, just bear in mind, I didn't dust it. I don't like touching it, but actually I didn't dust it because I wanted to do this with the dust on. It's the only part I didn't dust. Unfortunately, I had to dust everything else because I have dust allergies. The worst. Can't sleep in dust. Weird. Anyway, so we're gonna start with that particular thing over there. You see that there? Huh. Hey, camera. Zoom properly. There we go. Now, what are those? I'm not going to pick it up because you might be able to read some of the stuff, which is awful. That's actually, yeah, that's a copy underneath there of SACE. Those of you who know SACE, they will see that corner there. Okay, so let me tell you about this particular part here. These are my documents. Now, they've been here since forever. And let me show you, I kid you not, I don't lie, guys, I do not lie. They've been here since forever, and I'm going to tell you why they sit here. I don't know if you can see dust that's sitting right there. That is dust that has accumulated over a very long time. Over a very, very long time. Now, when I was battling with unemployment, you guys don't like sad stories, but okay, you're gonna skip this one. Okay, so you're gonna have to skip this one if you don't like sad stories. It wasn't just me that I wanted to hurt. I also wanted to burn the stuff. And I don't remember if it was my mother, my brother, my sister, or anybody else who suggested that I just make copies and leave them here. Yeah, I made copies and I left them here. So they have sat there. I haven't touched them since until now. When I was told to bring my documents for to be hired, I already had copies, certified copies. I didn't get these. All right, so that is the second sentimental things, and now they just sit there as a constant reminder of life. I guess one day I'll remove them. All right, so that's just my box for this phone that I'm holding. And then we have these books. Now, my little sister is an Advent reader. Me, on the other hand, I'm not. But my youngest brother, also a very big reader, has read everything that my sister reads and brings home. So these are the books that they then suggested when I said I want to read, but I'm struggling reading the books that we're currently reading as adults. And they were like, you need to read the children's books because you might have a child level. And that was true. I read the books. So the children's books I read, except for Lord of the Flies. That's a struggle for me. But okay. Then Eat, Pray, Love. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. Then there's The Princess with a Torn Gown by Lindy Mdluli. That's a sad story, so I'm not going to say any more about that. So what I did read, though, are some of the books that are not here, and that is, oh, no, I can't believe I'm forgetting them. I just remember them now. It is, what is this thing now? The series, kids book. That's how I started reading all these kids books. It's called A Series of Unfortunate Events. Was I so happy? Oh, was I so happy? Oh, I was so happy when I read that because I was like, I can read, and I was reading in my level. And then I read the others, and then I picked up that Roald Dahl Body Tales of Childhood. Reading this book and realizing it was about chocolate, and it was about a boy and his obsession for chocolate. Oh, that was a nice surprise for me, and I think that's why I just kept reading it. In that green thing, there's other mementos from other people, but I can't mention them. Some of them have passed, and some of them have dumped me. Okay, I am a sentimental person. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we move right along to here. Now, this is one of my favorite items here. This, some of you will recognize it. I won't say what it is. What I'll say is it was produced in 1994 and it belonged to my father. And when he passed, my mother pocketed everything and gave me the clothing item only. I won't say what it is. I can't say what it is, guys. You just have to decide for yourself what it is. But to me, it's a piece of my father. It was produced in 1994, this particular piece, by the way. And I had never seen my father wear this blue item. I've only seen him wear his own clothes. Okay, so that's how I know him. At first, that's how I thought they all come. Turns out some of them wear blue. Anyway, and one time I had an obsession with the ones that don't wear blue. Dr. Phil said women are usually, when they go to men, they're either running towards something or running away from something. I'm still trying to figure out what that is. Okay, so and then we're going to go right up there. If you will see, I don't know if you can see the dust. This is also collecting dust. Now, this is a memento. This is one of the old stuff that we had, but it's not the original lighting of this room. This one fell and didn't break, but it's glass. And that was weird. I was like, I'm keeping you strong buddy. And then that was it. And then there's the grass mat. Okay, let me tell you about that grass mat. So when my grandmother was here, she comes here often now, especially when she gets a bit sick. She comes here, especially for the doctors and stuff. And just like my mom prefers to take care of her when she's very sick. So when she was here, I said, when you get better, make me a grass mat. Okay, she did get better and she did get back to her place and she made me a grass mat because when I came back, my mother had come back with my grass mat. I don't get a lot of gifts, but I got that and I am keeping it and I'm not using it because if I use it, it's going to get old. I should dust it though. Then we have this beauty over here with a lot of dust as well. And over here, dust everywhere. Look at that. Okay, so that beauty over there with a lot of dust is actually a candle holder. I bought two of them. I found them at a charity shop. They were 15 rand each, and I was like, I'm buying you. Then I ran straight to the crazy shop. I don't know if you guys know what a crazy shop is. They have these crazy things, you know. And I bought very tiny candles that were round and pink. And they reminded me of the pink ribbons from cancer, I think. And at the time, it was one of those times where I was like, I need to survive depression. And I bought two. I have my candles, and some of them I took them with me, and some of them I left them here. So every now and then, when the going got tough, I lit a candle. One of the reasons I did that was because I was having a hard time praying. There were other people who were praying for me. They were lucky for me. Okay, so as I've always said, my wealth is the people around me. That's why I get very sentimental about them. And then we're getting to the end, all right? So, getting back to the let's not say what it is. All right, so now we're going to go to the future. That's my future. That's the girl I am right now. I am no longer the 9-year-old little girl. I am no longer the 19-year-old little girl who has been working hard to make a living. I now make a living. I am not searching for a better future, guys. This is my future. Some of you are going to understand if you've watched some of my videos and my take on children and marriage. So I'm not going to mention it here because it will trigger some people. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But that is my future. Now, I'm going to go to the laptop so we can end this with this laptop. I told you when this laptop ends, it'll be the last story. Before I did my PGCE, after MUT, I was unemployed and hopeful, and I was just going to be like in the construction industry. I was like applying and doing all that thing. But at the same time, the South Africa was becoming what South Africa was becoming. And I became part of it. And I was part of it. But I had something different. I had working parents. And I'm very grateful for that, by the way. And I think it's one of the reasons I've become even more sentimental. I've always been sentimental, but I think it's one of the reasons I've become even more sentimental is because they were supportive, even in my adulthood, being supported by parents. My father never judged me. My mother never judged me. The only time my father was ever negative was when I wanted to go to my graduation, and he was like, nah, people who go to graduations have jobs. That hurt. But I was okay with it. And I don't hold a grudge against him. My father's daughter, he holds grudges. So do I. But I don't have a grudge on him right now. Anyway, back to the laptop. Now, I did my PGCE in 2013. So this was before 2013. I got my father. He was back. He always came every second weekend. And I said to him, can you please buy me a laptop? The reason I wanted a laptop was because I wanted to watch movies, watch movies, music videos, not music videos. I'm visual. I'm not good with imagination. So I was shocked by his response, by the way. He says, okay. That's it. Should have asked for it sooner. And he just says, okay. And he says, bring the letter. And I bring in the letter. And the letter is like a Markham's letter. And of course, remember when I said my father never seen him wear his blue outfit? He's always worn his clothes. And I know he's always bought his clothes on credit at Macca's. And he calls the number and he asks them, do you guys sell laptops? And the guy says, yes. So he was like, oh, we live here. Do you think they would have it at the shop near us? And the guy says, you don't need to go to the shop. we can sell you the laptop right now and send it to your house. That was it. That was my first experience shopping online. Wait, that was not shopping online. That was shopping on the phone, on the cell phone. Which then I realized, oh, my father bought his phone, the one he was using to call. He probably bought it at markets. Okay, so the guy says, okay, pick a laptop. And he tells us which laptops are there. But then the letter had come with like, was it the letter? Or was it some previous thing that had come from Markham that my father had? Because he used to buy his clothes at Markham, so he had Markham things that had actual laptops. I don't remember. But the guy tells us this no. We didn't know what the laptop was going to look like. He says, what are you going to do with the laptop? And then my father says he's buying it for his daughter. God bless the Indian guy. He says, can I speak to your daughter? So he asks me, what are you going to do with the laptop? I tell him, I'm going to use it to study, but I'm also going to use it to watch movies, music videos, and all that stuff. Well, he says, okay, then we need to get you a laptop with a big screen. And then he's like, you know what? We have some nice HP laptops. Indian guy selling me an HP laptop. I see it now. Okay, but he says the HP laptop, one of them comes with a BlackBerry. If your father pays 150 Rand or 200 Rand, there'll be enough credit for him to get you the laptop and the BlackBerry. My farmer mom, who was listening to this, of course, and still shocked that this was happening as well, says, I'll pay it. And then they're like, okay. In the meantime, we'll process the whole thing. Then when the payment goes through, we'll just put the order through. And then my mother pays. And then one day, my unemployed, not studying self receives my gift. I never get gift. This is the most expensive thing any man had ever bought me, besides a home and a life. And there was one of the most expensive gifts my father had ever bought me, an HP laptop and a BlackBerry. And it came because with a little help from my mom, of course, because she's always there to save the day. And then I opened it, and like I said, I don't get a lot of gifts. A grass mat, I was very happy when I got it. That was far more recent than the laptop, so this was back in the days. I was just as happy when I got that grass mat from my grandmother. She made it with her own bare hands. Back to the laptop. So when I then bought my own laptop, bought the laptop myself, I couldn't resist. I'm extremely sentimental about an HP laptop. Big screen for watching, put Netflix on it. The last one I had, it had a removable battery, and it said if you want to preserve the life of the battery, you should remove the battery when you're watching stuff and stuff like that, when you're not typing and trying to preserve anything. And I did that. The battery, it outlasted the laptop, which the laptop lasted almost 7 years, by the way. But then my brother was like, this battery is new, we should sell it. And then I was like, go sell it. And he sold it and took the money. I don't even know how much he made. I should ask him. And then he sold the laptop for scraps. He said the laptop was busted, and they were like, nah. Okay, so he sold the laptop for scraps, and then he sold the battery, because the battery was like, this battery is new. Somebody is going to love it. And yeah, he never told me how much he got for it. One of my brothers, I got a number of brothers from my mom and dad. So yeah, like I said, the story will end with a laptop and me just saying, I do hope we see each other in 2025. And I know that you don't like sad stories or drama, but I am a person, and I'm a very sentimental person. And I'm not trying to become somebody in 2025. I think even in 2024, I'm not trying to become. I am me. This is it. There's no greater version of myself that I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be a restaurant mogul. I'm not trying to be a Mom Kizzy. I'm not trying. I'm a very simple person. To me, the people around me are my wealth. And the things that belong to them, they're very sentimental to me. And I have pieces of them. I have fewer things of myself. I have fewer things of myself. The only thing I'm going to protect was my bed. I covered it. I was like, if these people are using my room as a storage, I need to cover my bed. It is going to get ruined. I bought that when I was in SGB and I lay by that for months. So I covered it up. Anyway, I hope I do see you in 2025. Now I'm just thinking, I hope my father is resting in peace. As a man that love me. When you have that kind of love growing up, you don't hate men. So when I tell my story and I tell people I don't want to get married, they're like, oh, men hurt you. No. I mean, I did have broken hearts, but a man loved me dearly. So I can never hate men. And I'm heterosexual, so if I hate men, what am I going to do? But I just was never born with that thing, you know? The desire to be a mother and to get married. So for me, this is it. I have become. Don't put yourself in my shoes. Go be you. Even if you do get a piece of my life, to see a piece of my life. But don't put yourself in my shoes. Because very rarely I meet people who relate to me. Very rarely. I have a little sister who doesn't relate to me. We were raised by the same mom and dad. I have a brother who once said to me, I don't get it, Asanda. A woman? Maybe not wanting to get married, but to not have kids. Then later on, he was like, okay, you're serious about this stuff. Yes, I am serious. I've been saying since I was a child. But that comes with other things. It comes with me being very sentimental about the people that are already around me, rather than always looking forward to the future and to my children, to my husband, to, to creating my own family. I have a family. Just like children grow up and leave the nest, my siblings will live. My cousin will flock far and into the world, and I hope they prosper. But if any of their paths ever stumble, I'll be here, keeping the doors open and surrounded by my memorabilias. I'm not getting cats though. I'm not getting cats. I'm not getting cats. I got YouTube for that. No. So how much is it all worth? To know who you are. To know what you want. How much is it worth? I hope I do see you in 2025. Let's set ourselves up for that retirement. I do want to retire in comfort. I'll see you on the other side of the year. Yes, I'm very sentimental about my grandmother's land. To a fault. And that's why I had to leave. Extract myself. After buying her a D5 fridge. Which my mother was like, you're doing too much. And I was like, she's my grandmother. Yeah. I hope one day I get to renovate my mother's house. That's a complicated one. Well, because, you know, we have municipality to deal with, we have papers to deal with and all that stuff. And by the way, I forgot to mention this because of all the drama. When I got there, nobody told me this. But my grandmother is on a list for RDB houses. Oh, this is perfect. After fencing? Oh man, it's gonna be a home for so many people. The wandering, the lost, those who don't know where to go. Maybe one day, people we haven't seen in decades will show up. I'm sentimental about people as well. So yeah, I need to go. I've gone sentimental about this story, so no, let's drop it here. See you in 2025 for those of you who do stick around. And it's Christmas tomorrow. Maybe that's why I'm being all this and that. But I don't know when I'm gonna post this. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. It will depend. Okay, let's end it here.